Mighty companions, mighty companions. Are there any mighty companions in the house?
Yeah.
The enthusiasm we put out in life is enthusiasm we'll get back from life. So let's give it up to us, no matter what the heck we think is going on in our egos right now. I appreciate you so much. Take a breath. Welcome to A Course in Miracles. We got people coming online. Welcome to A Course in Miracles. My mighty companions online, my mighty companions in the room. And what I would like for you to do right now is take a moment to take a breath. And I want you to imagine your insane roommate. Okay, your insane roommate is the voice in your head that keeps you upset, scared, freaking out about something all the time. Is anybody familiar with that voice?
Yeah.
All right, okay, I want you to listen to what I'm saying. Take a minute, take a moment to take a breath. Because in A Course in Miracles class, that's when that part of the mind tends to get more insane than ever.
Rowdy.
Because it doesn't want you to hear what you're about to hear. There's a part of the mind that Course in Miracles calls the ego, which is the self we think we are, that we've been told we are, that we have used to judge our experience based on what we've gone through in the past and what we've been taught in the past. That part of us is not in connection with Source. That part of us is not in connection with God. That part of us is not in connection with the Creator. That part of us is the part of us that is completely programmed, completely mesmerized by all of the BS we have learned from the moment we entered this physical incarnation in the body. It is your personality. It is your personal history. It is your self-concept. It's the part of you that's sitting in here right now that's possibly judging everything that I'm saying. And it might be the part of you that's telling you if you don't agree with what you hear, it isn't true. It's so arrogant, that part of us is so arrogant that it believes unless it agrees with what someone is saying, it couldn't possibly be true. So then we sit back and we listen to information believing that unless it fits in with the concepts we've already had, then it couldn't possibly be true. That's the part that keeps you exactly the way you are experiencing yourself now. And it's going to try to tune you out as much as it can. Mighty companions online, welcome to Facebook Live, A Course in Miracles with Earl Purdy. My brothers and sisters call me Raj, and I have one function. And my function is to be a demonstrator of love. My function is to be a demonstrator of love. Your function is to be a demonstrator of love. Everything that's causing you unhappiness is only causing you unhappiness because of the way you're looking at it. Whatever's causing you unhappiness, I know you could probably give me a bunch of physical situations and circumstances. I'm sure you can give me a lot of good yes buts. I'm sure you all have nice, round yes buts.
Perky too.
Perky yes buts. Especially you. And forget about the part that says yes but. And remember this. You don't have to believe any of the ideas that I'm sharing with you. You don't have to accept any of the ideas that I'm sharing with you. You don't have to welcome any of the ideas that I'm sharing with you. Some of the ideas you're going to find hard to believe. Some of the ideas you're going to find hard to believe. Some of the ideas are going to startle you. Do you know that you are not being asked to judge the ideas at all, to analyze the ideas at all? It's using the ideas that will show you that the ideas are true. What will show us that the ideas are true?
Using them. Practicing.
Practicing, application, using. Coming to a class, listening to somebody isn't going to change your life in and of itself. So if you let your ego tell you you've been coming to the class and nothing has changed, hearing about flying a plane isn't going to put you in the cockpit. It makes you keep from crashing. So just listening is not going to accomplish the goal. Even though it can support the goal, it can give you instructions about the goal. But and what's so cool about it is that it's real easy to tell, because the insane roommate called the ego, it's going to tell you you've been doing this, but it hasn't worked. That you've been applying the ideas and you've been trying to think the ideas and it still hasn't worked. It's no way on earth that you're actually using the ideas and you don't have more peace.
That's right.
I'm sorry. If you're using the ideas, you have more peace. Or you have more peace about not having peace. It's either one of the two things. Either you're going to have more peace or you're going to stop ragging yourself out because you don't have peace, which is going to give you more peace.
Yeah.
So please, I beg of you, stop saying you're applying these ideas and not getting the result. That's just your way of knowing that there's still a little work to be done. So it's the use of the ideas that will give the ideas meaning to you and will show you that the ideas are true. Of course, in miracles, it's called a miracle. Why is it called a miracle? It says it's called a miracle because if we do what we are told, it's a miracle. That if we were actually to use it, it's a miracle. So I am so thankful to be with you, and I'm so thankful to have an opportunity to say what I need to learn. And today I'm going to do a very practical section of the course that's in the manual for teachers. And it's called, How Should the Teacher of God Spend His Day? How should you spend your day? If you're going to demonstrate love, if you're going to demonstrate the truth, how should you spend your day? Page 40. If you're here for the first time, I'm really glad that you're here. And there's a line in the Course in Miracles that says that what you should tell yourself is, what I know may not be all there is to know.
Really?
What you know just might not be everything. You might not know everything. Everybody got that?
Yeah.
You just might not. There might be something you don't know. Do you know that one of the most limiting perceptions you can have is that it's not possible that things are true and things exist outside of what you believe? That's the most limiting idea that you can have, is to tell yourself something isn't true unless I can perceive it, unless I have the physical experience of it. Like, reality is only what you can perceive. We all know dogs can hear things we can't. We know eagles can see things we can't. So what you are looking at in everything in your life is you're looking at it within the frequency of vibration and consciousness that you're on. And there are things beyond what you can see at both ends of the spectrum. You're just seeing your beliefs. You're only seeing your beliefs. Did I say you're only seeing your beliefs? Okay, you're only seeing your beliefs. It's like out of the spectrum, there's red, blue, and green, but you are tuned to red. So all you see is red. That doesn't mean blue and green don't exist.
Right.
The joy, the abundance, the happiness, the love, the excitement, that's blue. You're just on your red pattern scheme. So what we want to do is see what's already there, the love that's already there, the abundance that's already, but I'm just not seeing it. Why? Because of my beliefs, what I have accepted as true. Another thing I'd like to say, and this might be kind of freaky to some of you, is you cannot control everything. I know I've gone too far there, haven't I, brother? I know I went over the line. I'll say this again. You are not in control of your life. 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 And just because you want something to happen doesn't mean it's going to happen. So if you think you create your reality means you're going to bend the world to your will, and the world is going to do everything and everybody in it is going to do what you want them to do, then you are sorely mistaken. Because your life is governed by spiritual forces that are smarter than you, bigger than you, and love you more than you do.
Say it again.
Your life is governed by spiritual forces that know more than you do and I do, and love you more than you do. And these forces will not allow certain things that you want to happen. Will not allow it. Because it would not be for your best interest, it would not be for your spiritual growth, and everything that's happening to you is happening for your own best interest, whether you know it or not. Before you were born, you decided exactly what you needed to experience to evolve your ability for love and consciousness. You were not born because two people had sex and the condom broke. Your destiny is more important than that. You're bigger than that. You're more powerful than that. There is a reason for your life. There's a divine plan for your life. And you are not a victim of that plan. You were a collaborator of that plan. And you forgot. You got here and you got completely hoodwinked.
Yes, I did.
You were a little baby laying in the crib, knew that there were more to life than what you were experiencing. And all the adults who were around you started to describe life to you. And they started to tell you what was true, what was false, what was real. Now, as you get older, you can listen to them and you wonder how you made it this far. Those same people, now you listen to them and go, oh my God, they were, whoa, I can't, what? These were my teachers? And they had their own dysfunctions and their own fears and their own things that they went through as children. And so when you got to the point that you could make all of these interpretations that everyone gave you on your own without any help, that you're a victim, that you are a body, that you are just a physical being that lives a certain number of years and you die, that you are a woman, that you are a man, that you're a black woman, a black man, a rich woman, a poor woman. When you got to the point that you could see yourself as an American or a Coloradian and all the other descriptions that we were given, and you could make all those descriptions on your own by yourself, then you became a member of society. That just means you are totally capable of making all the erroneous interpretations on your own without any help from anybody else. Now you are one of us. And the minute a part of you goes, whoa, something doesn't feel right about this. Whoa, something doesn't feel right about this. I'm not feeling my total power. I'm not feeling my creativity. I'm not feeling my joy. I'm not really feeling connected. This looks kind of insane. It feels kind of insane. What am I doing in a world that it looks like a person goes to a hotel room, busts out a window, and shoot 500 people. Why are you here in a world like that, is what the truth asks. And even worse than that, why do you think it's normal? And even more worse than that, how can you forget it in 5 days and go back to, oh, let me see if I can get that new flat screen?
Yep, totally.
Something's wrong. When it gets to the point that that kind of stuff is normalized and I'm still just focused on me, can I get my lover? Can I get my money? Can I get my house? Can I get my car? Can I lose 10 pounds? Can I freak tonight? You know what I'm saying? Something's wrong. When you think that something created you that could care less about your joy, your safety, that you're just here, a victim of anything and everything, and then not only that, to believe that it's all about trying to find at least one other person that cares about you enough to put up with your stuff. Right? Everybody's looking for their special relationship. They're looking for their specialness. They're looking for the person that validates their existence. And hopefully they look a certain way so that you can act out your special form of fear with them. What? You know, something's wrong with that. So who are you? Don't tell me what you do. That's not who you are. And don't say as somebody, I'm Georgia Purdy's son. Most people, you ask them who they are, they immediately tell you what they do. I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a teacher. Be aware of whatever you put behind I am. Whatever you put after I am is going to be your perceived reality. You're not a doctor, lawyer, teacher, mama, sister, niece, nephew, cousin, boyfriend. That's not who you are. That's a role you're playing. That's a role you're playing. It's a role you're playing. And you're all characters. We're all characters in a great cosmic drama that we all agreed on. And at any point in time, you can say, cut! Let's go over here and let's rewrite this together. Okay, I don't think I like the way this play is going. I think I want to change my mind and look at things another way and look at myself as innocent and deserving love. Yeah, I think I want to do that different, but I need help.
Me too.
I need help because I'm so programmed in the way that the world taught me that I'm still insisting that everybody else needs to change and be different in order for me to be happy.
Wow.
So I'm still living my life like another place is going to do it, another circumstance is going to do it, another relationship out there is going to do it. If somebody else spoke or acted differently, that's going to make me happy. If I lost 10 pounds, that would make me happy. That's what's going to do. Oh, if I won the lottery, I know I'd be happy if I get like $10 million. I'd be, it's like as long as you're looking at your happiness as being dependent on anything outside of you, you're still missing the point. Because you know what's going to happen as soon as you get that thing you think you want, you're going to want something else. You know I'm telling the truth because you've been on the planet long enough to see yourself do it over and over and over and over. Think about how many times you've gotten what you wanted and still, not a week later, you were back at it again. The Course in Miracles says our idol is called more. The name of our idol is more. I got to have more. I got a house this big, now I need one that big. Okay, I have one that big, now I need one this big. Now I need one this big. I got a car that big, now I need one this big. It's Mo. I call it from the South, we call it Mo.
Mo.
Yeah, I got to have Mo. More love, more sex, more money, more prestige.
More shoes.
More shoes.
More pot.
Don't fall for a pot. You from Colorado, right? Okay, now. Who said that? Who said they wanted more Earl? Where's that? Oh, you can have more Earl. I give you permission to have more Earl. There's more to me than you see.
Amen.
And I reveal more of me as you reveal more of you. I just want to connect with my brothers and sisters who are ready to really change themselves. To really be happy, to really stop just kidding around with their spiritual awakening. I'm asking God for those brothers and sisters who have reached their limit, who know they want to move to a higher level of consciousness. Not a higher level of house, not a higher level of car, not a higher level of sex, not a higher level of special relationship. I'm talking about brothers and sisters who want to really be happy. They want to be happy so much that they want to get in touch with their divine destiny for being born. Because the only reason you're suffering is that you're not following the plan you created with God before you were born. You got here according to this, I got here too, and we bought into the line that the world teaches us about what's supposed to make us happy. And we're still convinced that unless we do that, you can take 1,000,000 trips, you can take 1,000 trips a year. That's okay. You still will notice it didn't completely satisfy you. It's still, you didn't take the trip that made you not want to take more trips to be happy. You didn't have the relationship that made you not have to have another body to be happy. You never made enough money that made you go, I'm not interested in anymore in order to be happy. Mm-hmm. So how do you spend the day? If you're going to get to that point that you tap into your infinite abundance and infinite happiness, how should you spend your day? What should you do in order to tap into your true self? That's what I'm going to cover today. That's what we're going to talk about today. Here's an answer. This is what you do. Now, an answer from spirit is never something that you can't do now. Rule number 1, do not say God gave you guidance and it calls for you to use something that's not available to you now. Don't say your higher self gave you guidance so that you get a little bit more education 6 months from now, then you can do this and do that, and then you'll have it. That's your insane roommate talking. Spirit never asks you to do anything you can't do now and you're not willing to do now. There is no sacrifice in love. Love never asks you to sacrifice. No one that loves you will ever ask you to sacrifice for them. No one that loves you will tell you to give up what you really want to make them happy. Mm-hmm. If I ever dated anybody and they told me I had to stop being friends with somebody or stop extending to my friends in a female body, that would automatically wipe them out for me. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't dare tell me to give up the people I love to be with you, right, and you love me.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you don't know what love is, you'll fall for that. Mm-hmm. You'll be, okay. Mm-hmm. Why? Because you're just as insecure. Mm-hmm. You want them to do the same thing. Now, that's okay. If both of you all need those limitations and restrictions, and that's how scared you are together, and you want to, then by all means do it. Because then it wouldn't be a sacrifice. If you want to do it, it's no sacrifice. If you want to do it, it's no sacrifice. But if you don't want to do it, it's a sacrifice. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I'm telling you, when you study A Course in Miracles, nobody will be able to fool you, and you won't be able to fool yourself. You will know instantly when you're talking to trouble. And you'll know instantly when you're talking to somebody you can get something done with in peace. Nobody can fool a true Course in Miracles student or any true students. They can't fool you. I can talk to somebody 15 minutes and I'll know what level I should engage them on. Not because I'm brilliant, but because I have a spiritual path that I've studied that's told me the difference between what's true and what's false, what's real and what's not. And if you don't know, you go, well, maybe this is going to be the one. I think I'll try this one right here. I'm not sure. Damn, they're cute. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go for it. Don't be fooled by a form. It's the content you're getting in a relationship with.
Amen.
Should a teacher of God spend their day? How should a teacher of love spend their day? your chakra.
Yeah.
Bunch of chakras there.
Chakra.
Your boogie. Hey, stop being so damn sad. Make some energy come out of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Even if you look like your life is going to crap right now, just give yourself a break for an hour. Climb down off the cross for an hour. We'll put a step ladder so you can get back up there. Just for a second, get off your cross, okay? Just for a minute, I know it could be better if that thing out there changed. Right? So how should the teacher of God spend their day? Well, the advanced teacher of love, this question is meaningless. So once you realize who you are, you don't even care about a question like how you should spend your day. Because if you're an advanced teacher of love, first of all, what do you know? You know there's no program. You know the lessons change every day. But you are sure of one thing. Every lesson that you have every day is not changing at random. There's not one lesson or anything that you're going through today that's happening at random. What does that mean? You understand that everything that's happening to you every moment of the day is happening because it is supposed to happen. And not only that, since you know everything is coming to you the way you know it should come to you, you rest content. How can you rest content? Because you know you will be told everything you need to know this day and every day. So you are going to be told everything you need to know every day. You're being told everything you need to know every day. You're being told everything you need to know every day. And the Course in Miracles says, not only that, those who share that role with you will find you. So everybody that's supposed to be with me today, they're going to find me. Everybody I'm supposed to spend my time with today, they're going to find me. Everybody that I'm supposed to spend time with today, they're going to find me. So I don't have to go out and look for friends. I don't have to go out and look for lovers. I don't have to go out and look for nothing. Everybody that's supposed to be with me today, they're going to find me today. That's good to know. So I don't have to be out here hunting around for nobody. As a matter of fact, whoever I picked is usually the wrong person anyway. If I just look at my history, I know I'm the worst picker in the world. You are too.
Yeah.
You know you are. Because the part of you that doesn't love you will never attract you to somebody that wants you the way you want to be wanted. You know it. Y'all know it. So why you think most people scared to even get in a relationship? It's because they are aware of what they've done in the past. That's why when you say be in a relationship with somebody, they go, oh, because they already know what they've chosen in the past and who's chosen it. I know you had some good ones. I don't know what's bad. Some relationships, absolutely. Just the most wonderful relationships in the world. Well, those weren't the ones you chose. Those were the ones that your divine self chose.
Yeah, hallelujah.
Then the Course in Miracles says, why are these people going to come into your life? It says because so you can learn the lessons for the day together. That means nobody's absent that you need. That means no one is sent without a learning goal set already. And a learning goal that you can learn that very day. So if you meet somebody, they come into your life, they're going to find you. Nobody's absent from your life that you need. If there's anybody absent from your life right now, you don't need them. Wow. So don't spend 1 second panning away about somebody that's not in your life right now. Because if they're not in your life right now, you don't need them in your life right now. I'll say it again. Whoever's not in your life right now, you don't need them in your life right now. The people that you need the most in your life right now, according to A Course in Miracles, they're in your life right now. Boom! Boom! Well, I don't need y'all. Because you don't treat me special enough. I'm looking for the ones that's going to treat me special. Y'all don't treat me special enough. I don't need you. I need the ones who are going to single me out and make me feel like I'm absolutely the greatest thing that ever lived on the face of the earth. That's who I'm looking for. Not people who could come and leave. But the truth is, you're obviously, according to this, the people that I need in my life right now. Not only that, the Course in Miracles says, not only are you who I need, there's a learning goal that we have that we can take care of today, and we can learn it right now. So not only is everybody in your life that you need, there's a learning goal of love that you could learn with them today. We could have more sanity with each other today. Brothers and sisters online, thank you for commenting. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here in real time. Thank you for coming out in the physical body and being here together. We have hundreds of people watching us online right now. You have that much support in your life right now. There are other people that want to be happy and want to be sane just like you do right now. Stop forming relationships with people who won't share your goal of sanity. Stop forming relationships with people who will not form the goal with you of having peace and love. Stop forming relationships with people who you can't be yourself with. You can't explain yourself. You have to hide yourself. If you're into spiritual growth, if you're into higher consciousness, but you hide that from the person you're in a relationship with, that's the wrong person. I know people who are into what they really believe in and they're scared to let their mates know anything about it. Why are you with somebody you're terrified of? How could that be love? They're cute. Yeah, do you know how much he makes a year? Have you seen her? That's why. Form. It's always form. It's always form that makes people betray themselves. Fear, insecurity. Don't feel bad if you're doing that. Don't feel bad if you're doing it. Just stop. I can't. I'm addicted. I gotta have it. Admit that, and then ask for another way to look at it. Then the Course in Miracles says, for the teacher of God, this question of how you should spend your day when you're an advanced teacher of God is superfluous. It's been asked, it's been answered. And what do you do all day when you are an advanced teacher of truth? You keep in contact with the answer all day. I stay in contact with God all day. I stay in contact with Spirit all day. I don't stay in contact with Spirit for 10 minutes, maybe in the morning, and not for the rest of the day. I'm listening to my insane roommate lying to me. I got an alarm on my phone that goes off every hour to remind me to say my Course in Miracles lesson to myself. I've been doing this 37 years, and I do not spend less than 2 hours a day in prayer and meditation and study. Do you?
No.
And I'm not bragging. I'm saying I know my life depends on it. I know my peace depends on it. I know my health depends on it. I know my being able to have a life that I feel secure in depends on it. If you're not doing that, stop kidding yourself and saying you deserve to be happy. You don't believe it. You don't believe you deserve to be happy if you want to invest time in your own happiness because you're too busy or you got too much to do or you're too afraid. The universe can't wait to come to your support, but your butt's going to have to do something to show you sincere beside complaining. Earl. So I'm not fussing at you. I'm telling you, stop acting like you have no power in the situation that you're in right now. You're just trying to do it by yourself. You're just still trying to do it by yourself. Men, y'all really got to get off of it. We have to really the whole world programs us to think we're supposed to do everything on our own by ourselves, never admit any kind of fear, act like we always know what's going on no matter what, see other men as possible competition. That's crap.
That's right.
That's crap. That's the best way in the world to stay miserable. Mm-hmm. The best way in the world to stay miserable is for us not to cooperate, join forces, and see the power and the beauty of the divine masculine that we could be expressing. Feminine. It ain't our fault.
Amen.
It isn't if the men were different. I can't find a man that's really faithful. I can't find a man that really loves me. I can't find a man. You don't need the man. You're powerful and whole in your own right. And when you get in touch with your power, the power of your femininity and your masculinity, but since you chose to be in a female body this time, probably your femininity, you'll be so magnetic, you'll be fighting them off. Because you don't need it. I don't need a special relationship. You don't need a special relationship. You just need a holy relationship with your Creator. A real loving relationship with God. That's all you need. The rest of it is just a choice. I'm telling you. It's okay to acknowledge the cool stuff. Those who want to. Those who don't want to, that's okay. But I need a little encouragement. I'm not already enlightened. I don't mind giving a few strokes to say go on. You know, please, thank you. Thank you.
Go on.
Thank you. Every teacher needs an amen corner. Okay, thank you. That's what I remember as a little child growing up in the black church. As soon as the minister would say something, they go, well, all right, yeah, hallelujah. Then he just step it up to another level. In the average truth class, you say something like that and you get this. How dare you tell me I deserve love? How dare you tell me I'm awesome? How dare you tell me there's nothing missing in me?
Go on. Will.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, I got that online. Okay, all right, that's what I'm talking about. I love you as myself. I love you as myself. I love you as myself. I see you as different aspects of the self. I don't want to pretend that you're separate from me all the time. I would like to have some moments of the day that we recognize who we are beyond our egos with each other.
Yeah.
This isn't a class. This is an opportunity to join with a community of people that want the same thing you want. As long as we just see this as a place you come to just to get your own individual needs met, but you're just doing it in the same room, don't you know that's not joining? If you just come here and all you're concerned about is your latest illusion, and you're not aware of the other people in this room, and you want to connect with other parts of yourself in love, that's not joining. That's not. As a matter of fact, if you could just take your mind off of your stuff for just a little while, that would be enough to open up spirit to come in and heal that situation for you. You need to let it go sometimes. You know what I mean?
Know what you mean.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Do you know the best way to deal with a need is to have it met?
Amen.
And when the need is met, then you go on to something else. So it's not about denying your needs. It's not about sacrificing. There's nothing wrong with your desires. As a matter of fact, the sooner you experience your desires, the sooner you'll be willing to go to the next level of happiness.
That's true.
And the universe wants to meet your desires so that you will see that they're not even your real desire.
That's right.
Your real desire is for love. It's for connection.
Mm-hmm.
Our real desire is not to be alone. To feel safe, feel loved, to feel free. So, if you're an advanced teacher of God, your way is set. You see the road on which you walk stretched surely and smoothly before you. That's what happens if you are really conscious. You know what? If you're conscious, you know you're going to get a different lesson every day. You know you're going to be told what to do every day. You know the people who are supposed to be with you is going to meet you that day. You know that you have a lesson in love you're going to learn together that very day. And you're also going to keep in contact with your spiritual guidance all day. You know your road is set to love, and you're going to walk your way, and you're going to let your road stretch out smoothly in front of you. That's if you're an advanced spiritual student. Now, what about those of us who are not? That's what the next paragraph is going to talk about. Okay, this paragraph says, I'm dedicated to Earl.
Can you read it twice, please?
Okay, before I go to the next paragraph, now it's a surprise freak out. Okay, let's give Sarah J. Let's give Sarah J a standing ovation. Let's give Sarah J a standing ovation. Let's give her a standing ovation and let her know that we love her, we appreciate her, we are here for her, we care about her. She's absolutely awesome. Yay! Yes, yes. All right. That's right. So any of you may get a surprise standing ovation, whether I know your name or not. So therefore my class will be down to 5 next week. I better believe I'm sustained by the love of God. I've seen nothing enter a room, empty a room faster than the people in the room interacting with each other. You know.
Let's change that.
Let's change that. Let's change that. So, what about those who haven't reached this certainty? How can you tell if you haven't reached this certainty? Okay, I want to ask you. Any questions or comments about what I've covered so far, anything I've said so far? Either online or in the room? Yes.
So the overwhelming response in the group about that first paragraph was how deeply they want the relationship with God.
That's the confidence that they do want
like
the
4
relationship
people.
with God.
I'm hungry for my relationship with God.
Me too. And that's the same as I'm hungry with my relationship with love.
Yeah.
I'm hungry to have my relationship with that which created me. If all you have to tell yourself is, I did not create myself. I did not create myself. I did not create myself. You didn't create yourself. If you want to get back to center, first thing you do is first you be fully present in what appears to be your body. So then you feel your body. You feel how it feels. You feel everything about it. You feel everything about everything in your physical environment. You let yourself feel it. You let yourself be present with it. And you remind yourself, I didn't create myself. I didn't create myself. I didn't create myself. I didn't create myself. So the Course in Miracles says that the only problem we have is a communication problem. If I didn't create myself, then that which created me can communicate with me. Now, if you're the kind of person that you're so asleep you don't even believe there's any such thing as a creator, that's okay. You'll realize it sooner or later. I'm much more interested in working with people who know they don't know and want to know than I'm the least bit interested in trying to change somebody's mind. I have no desire to convert people. I wouldn't spend 5 minutes in a conversation trying to get somebody to believe what I'm saying. I haven't done it in years. There are too many people that want to change and who could relate to what I'm saying, but they just won't support than I could ever reach in a lifetime to spend 1 second talking to a man or woman who just want to argue or debate. I will never do it. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of yours too. Ask Spirit to send those to you who would be perfect for you to learn through. If you really want a relationship, say, I'm ready to learn. That's all you have to do, according to the Course. Say, I'm really ready to learn. Then a relationship would be offered out to you. But if it's all about, I'm ready to have somebody make me special and prove to me that I'm the most important thing in the world, that's not the same as saying I'm ready to learn. So I'll say it again. If you're interested in having loving relationships and friendships, get sincere about I'm ready to grow. I'm ready to learn. And you will have someone that will be sent to you for that purpose of learning love. Of not to placate your ego. Not to placate your ego, but to learn that you are whole and sane and loving and complete.
I had a question, and while I was away this time, I was visiting with a lady friend of mine, and I began to notice that every time I said something, I'd say something about going down to Costa Rica. Oh my God, there's crime down there, and there's mosquitoes, and I began to realize I started to get very nervous and kind of upset about hearing all this negativity, and I thought, well, this is the way I talk, and I'm getting it back. And then I was trying to figure out, well, okay, now I'm seeing it really clearly and feeling it. But then I was thinking, well, then I didn't understand what I could do because I was starting to get upset. I would say, I'd say, Betsy, can we talk about the flowers of your garden?
I know you, so I know you know. I know you know the answer to the question you're asking me. I know you do. Because you studied, you read, you and I have had endless conversations. Endless. Yeah, so you know. So I'm not going to tell you. What do you think you should do?
Well, what I did was I found myself getting kind of upset, so then I just started saying, kind of bringing, asking for peace. I asked the Holy Spirit to bring peace into the situation, and I tried to, let go. I still found my own egoic energy, wanting to go, don't talk that way. But then I began to see myself really clearly. And then I just kept asking the Holy Spirit to handle it, and then finding myself saying, hey, Betsy, can we talk about, the flowers in your garden? It's so beautiful here. And, it was very hard because she just constantly wanted to go back. But I just kept, when she would, I would just say to the Holy Spirit, can you take over here for me? Because I didn't want to upset her. And I knew how I would get when I would go on this negative tirade about everything, So I had a compassion, but all about it, because then I realized it was sort of a compassion for myself, because I could see myself in this woman. And then I felt kind of bad. Wow, man, all these people, no wonder I drove them nuts. And then all I could do was, since I didn't quite know what to do, I just kept asking the Holy Spirit to take over.
I really love it when you talk dirty to me. Yeah. That's exactly what you do. Exactly what you did. There's a line in the Course in Miracles that goes, when someone says something to you or asks you a question, before you answer, realize that whatever you say to them is what's coming to you. Because giving and receiving is the same. So you start to not be so concerned about the other person's reaction, because you have absolutely zero control over that. But what you do is make sure you're saying what you would want to hear. Mm-hmm. So I'm answering people in terms of what I would love to receive. And I'll tell you another reason why right quick. No one's ever hearing you. Mm-hmm. Right. I'll say that again. When you're talking to somebody, they are never hearing a word you're saying. Don't fool yourself about this. They are hearing their interpretation of what you're saying. They are hearing their interpretation of what you're saying. They are hearing their interpretation of what you're saying. So while you're spending all that time trying to make sure you're communicating crystal clearly, it don't make any difference. They're still going to interpret what you're saying the way they want to interpret what you're saying. That's why it's more important for you to be in integrity and say what's important to you to hear. That's the truth. So when you say that about, well, you know, she didn't really want to hear it, or I didn't want to hurt her feelings, you cannot hurt anyone's feelings. They can only hurt their own feelings about the way they're responding to what you're saying. So one of the most difficult points on the spiritual path is that path of, I really know what I really want to do in my heart. I know what I really want to express in my heart. I know the path that I really feel like in my heart I need to go. But I'm concerned about how my mate's going to react to that, how my friends are going to react to that, how my parents are going to react to that, how my children are going to react to that. You know what you really want to do. You know what means the most to you in your heart. You know the path you really want to go, but you don't do it because you're thinking of the effect it's going to have on the people around you. That is, you know what? You doing what's best for you to do authentically is what's best for the people around you. If you're so concerned about doing what's best for the people around you, do your authentic self. Amen. That is the best for the people around you. That is not selfish. That's unselfish. It's selfish for you not to. So, and I know some of you are resonating with what I'm saying because I can feel you. There are things you know you're not being true to yourself. There are things you know in your heart and soul you really want to do right now. And you are not doing them because you're concerned about how somebody else is going to react to it. You'll never be happy if you live your life that way. Ever. Because you cannot be responsible for someone else's reactions if you're coming from love. Mm-hmm. If I'm doing what I'm doing out of the love in my heart and I have no harmful purpose or intention and I'm not trying to hurt anybody by what I'm doing, I am not responsible for everybody else's reaction to it. It would be a different thing if I knew I was coming out of a selfish place and I didn't care about anything or anybody else, or I was not really trying to be a demonstration of love and peace and my talents and my potentials on this planet. That's one thing. But for you to know in your gut of guts, what would really turn you on, what would move you, and then you still not do it because you're concerned about how somebody else is going to react to it, you will never go to the highest levels of consciousness of love and spirit that is your divine destiny. Wow. That's the truth. Mm-hmm. Nobody says this path is going to always be easy when you're making a radical shift. It's not going to always be comfortable. It's not going to always be easy. Every step of it is not going to make everybody smile and jump up and down with joy because of the decisions that you're making. But you have to have courage, Earl. There are big changes that I know I'm being led to do within myself right now. And that voice comes up for me. Well, what about this? And how will that affect that? And who's going to like that? Or how's that going to affect you financially? How's that going to affect your relationship? All those, that's the voice of the liar, the voice of the deceiver, my insane roommate trying to block my happiness.
So are those important considerations, however? Like, how is this going to affect my financial situation? I live in a paradigm right now where I create this value on money. I know, I even... Mm-hmm. So aren't those, because I will sometimes think that I'm being irresponsible if I'm not considering these things?
Does the idea that you're being irresponsible make you feel lighter or heavier?
Heavier.
It's a lie. You're being irresponsible if you don't live the truth, if you don't practice the truth, if you don't listen to yourself, if you don't follow your spiritual guidance, if you don't allow yourself to remove all the blocks to your connection to God. See, all of that fear that you just mentioned is a reflection of one thing and one thing only: a lack of faith.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, if you had true faith, you wouldn't be worried about whether or not you were going to make it financially. If you were doing the thing that was truly your calling, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
The mere fact that I'm considering that means I haven't discovered my true calling yet.
Yeah.
When my calling was to teach A Course in Miracles full time, and I knew it was my calling, nothing could stop me from doing it. That's how you know it's not your calling. Because if it's your calling, you know you're going to be taken care of.
Yeah.
You know you're going to be taken care of. Yeah, you're going to have fears come up. The insane roommate's going to come up. But the insane roommate will never be so strong as to stop you. That's how you know it's not real, because you could be stopped. The attraction of the thing beyond the obstacle is what pulls you past the obstacle. You got to be so attracted to the thing that it pulls you past your fear. It pulls you past your guilt. It pulls you. It's the same thing about a relationship that's real. If it's a real relationship that you are really connected, that y'all love each other and you want to be sane with each other, there is nothing that can come up in the relationship that could destroy it. There is no such thing as something coming between two people who have made the decision to join. The fact that anything and everything could come up between you might mean you've learned as much as you need to learn in that relationship right now. And you're the one that's trying to make it last longer than it should in that form. Especially if it gets to the point that all you all have is conflict and fear. Because nothing in divine order is going to make you miserable every day, all day, broken into by a couple of periods where it looks like you all kiss. Or whatever the hell you do. It's too easy to you know what's up? It's too easy to tell what's real from what's not. So much so that the ego, the insane roommate, it gets completely upset because you can't fool yourself because the truth is so simple. So what does the ego do? It tries to make it much more complicated than that. Then it goes, well, what about this? And what about that? And what about, well, that just means you're not ready to let it go yet. Yeah. And if you're not, the Course in Miracles says something very simple about that. Don't.
Yeah.
That's all. If you're not ready to let it go, don't. But don't stay in that hell of in between.
Oh,
should I stay? Should I go? Should I stay? Should I go? Should I stay? Should I go? Maybe means no. Maybe means no. Somebody tell me maybe. I might get in touch with you. Maybe I see you. Maybe we'll get together. In my mind, I go, no.
Nope.
Why? So that I don't deal with all that icky energy. If you really want to see me, you're going to say, boom, let's make this happen.
Put it on the calendar.
Let's put it on the calendar. But all that, well, we don't want it to happen right now. And guess what? It's the best thing that shouldn't happen right now. See how the energy is clear? See how the energy is clear? As soon as you go, no maybes, no. I'm going to make a decision. I'm going to stay. No, I'm going to make the decision. I'm going to go. I'm going to make the decision. Because when I make a decision, all conflict will be gone. So it isn't what should I do in the world, it's what am I going to decide? Because the power of decision is the only power the Course in Miracles says we have left. That we've forgotten who we are at the spiritual level, at such a deep level, that the last power as children of God that we have is we can choose. We can decide. And I've decided I will not be in relationships that there's constant conflict. I've decided I will not be in relationships where there's somebody trying to take my freedom away and tell me what I can and what I cannot do. I have decided that I'm not going to see myself as a victim to what's going on in my life right now. I have decided that I am going to admit all my feelings, even if they're anger, guilt, and grievances, and allow all of them and see them as a call for love. I have decided I'm not going to try to form relationships with people who don't want to grow and just want to complain only. There's nothing wrong with saying what's bothering you, but you want to take it to the truth.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've decided I am going to allow myself to be guided every day. I decided I am going to study and read and meditate every day.
Yeah.
I decided I am going to be conscious of what I eat and what I put in my body.
Yes.
I decided I'm not going to attack you all because y'all decide to live your life your own way and not the way that I want you to. So when I'm listening to people, I'm saying, what do you want? Because you're not here to act out my fantasies. You're not here to act out my script. You're not here to make me happy, but there are beings that will. And the Holy Spirit knows exactly who they are, where they're located, and I'll know when I meet them. You know how I'll know? Because I won't be asking them to change, and they won't be asking me to change, because the way we are is satisfying.
That's right.
So if I'm getting with you and the first thing you're doing is trying to twerk me, tweak me, change me, get me to be another way, you need to move on. Because you are trouble. You are not peaceful. You are unconscious. You are asleep. You hurt yourself all the time. Because any conscious being knows no one who loves you is trying to make you be fundamentally different from who you really are. Amen. See, if you're conscious, you know that. If you're unconscious, you don't. But that's not the same as being bad or sinful or anything negative about you. It just means you're misperceiving. It just means you've lost sight of what's true right now. You are beautiful. You are beautiful. You need somebody that's telling you you're not broken. You just forgotten you don't need fixing. You just have some misperceptions about some things that need to be changed. That's all I'm saying to you. And if you don't get excited about that, I don't have any sympathy for what you're going through. Because it means out of the choice of joining with somebody that's saying you deserve to be happy and being enthusiastic about that, you're choosing to still stay stuck in your story. That's all it means. But then that's why you let the person be the way they are. If you got an option and you have a choice and you still punishing yourself through feeling bad about yourself and putting yourself down, then you have to admit that's what you want to do right now. And then I honor you by allowing you to do it while still remembering you're a divine, whole, incomplete, beautiful being. I'm always shocked at the reactions that I get in classes when I tell people that they're loved, lovable, and deserve to be loved, and it doesn't have the least bit effect at all. But the thing they say they're unhappy about is that they don't have the things that make them feel joyful. How can life get more enthusiastic about you than you do? If you don't get enthusiastic about you, Earl, then how do you expect somebody else to do it? And even if they did, you would get away from them. You would get as far away from them as you possibly could because they're not validating your negative perception of yourself. That's why people don't have time for the people that they know are conscious and loving, and they have tons of time for the people who aren't. Like people say, well, how you gonna keep up with all these different relationships? You don't have to have a problem with that. If you're really, really, really loving, believe me, you're not gonna have an overflowing crowd hunting you down. You don't. You be like, whoa, I'm trying to be a really loving person. How come I don't hear from anybody? Because they don't want to be loving. They don't want to be happy. They like to suffer. So they need somebody that reinforces the negative ideas they already have about themselves. They need the person that isn't going to acknowledge them, isn't going to care about them, isn't going to love them. That's who they want. So you don't end up even having to deal with people who are giving you a hard time because they're not interested in you. They want somebody that gives them a hard time. You aren't doing that. They are not attracted to you. They are not turned on by you. They're not going to make sure they spend time with you because you are not validating your negative self-image. Yeah. So you don't have to worry about all these people that's going to be around you, trying to drain you, trying to give you a hard time. You don't have to worry about that. And then those who are like you, you recognize each other. Immediately you recognize each other. And you're drawn to each other. Yeah. So that's what happens when you start to love yourself. You're never alone. And the people who are not ready to do it yet, they leave you alone. Yep. That's what happens. I promise you, I've been doing this 40 years and worked with thousands of people. We are not different as we think we are. People are not different. That's the biggest illusion going. You look different. I look different. We look different. Ain't nothing different about us. We're either I am a victim, I am responsible. I am innocent, I am guilty. I am powerful, I am weak. I'm abundant, or I have lack. I'm looking on the outside, or I'm looking on the inside. That's it. That's it. Yes.
So I think you answered my question, but I'm realizing that the crux of my, the obstacle of my spiritual journey is lack of faith and trust. And so when I ask for a different way to look at it, and when I actually try to take steps to change that, I feel this tremendous fear come up. But then what you were saying is like, I need to ask myself, how bad do I want to go? And then, you know, it depends on how bad I want to go, because then no obstacle can stop me if I want to go bad enough.
You got to want it, because all of us know that's true. Because all of us have had things in our lives that we decided we really got to have, that we didn't let nothing stop us. Every one of y'all have had that experience. Now all you got to do is transfer that to this new area of your life that you feel disappointed in. Or you can just admit this if you want to really have it easy, admit you don't want it. Then you are then all the conflict's gone. Just go, you know what, I must not really want this. Why? Because I don't feel inspired. I don't feel inspired. I don't feel inspired. I don't feel inspired. I don't feel so motivated that I'd go after it no matter what appears to be the blocks that are coming up right now, which means I do not really want it. I do not really want it, and it's probably not for my own best interest, because anything that's coming to me from love, anything that's coming to me from my true self, anything that's coming to me from spirit inspires me. You are moved to do it. And if you're doing the thing you love to do, if you're following your heart, you will be provided for. But it depends on what. Do I love it? Do I want it? Is it something that moves my soul? Does it turn me on? Have you ever seen me teach this class like this? No. And then when it gets to the point that I'm dreading coming to see you or share with you, or I don't get any excitement out of it, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop. I'll never do anything for the rest of my life that I'm doing because of gotta, shoulda, oughta. Those are totally ego reasons, fear-based reasons to do anything. And my fear is coming from a lack of faith. Quit a job that I'm making good money, that I got unlimited potential to move up in corporate America, doing things that people in the black body has never done, and then I quit to teach a course in miracles? In 1987? When most people don't even know about A Course in Miracles? I had to be believing and feeling something beyond what the world would have taught me to go out and do something like that. So when I hear people talking about they want to do something, but if they got to have 100% assurance that it's going to turn out exactly the way they want it to, with all the crosses and the T's and the, you don't really want it. You don't really want it. If it's what you really wanted, nobody could stop you. Nobody could even stop you if it's what you really wanted. So if you're doing anything for a living, you're doing anything in your life, and you're not feeling inspired by it, you need to make whatever changes that you need to make to either change your mind or you need to do something else. And if you're scared of being taken care of, you know what you're supposed to work on, Earl. What? My faith. How do I do that? I need a curriculum. Oh my God, A Course in Miracles. It has instructions, a workbook, the theory, everything I need. Or maybe it's not the Course in Miracles. It'll be something else. But what would it do? It will give me instruction. It will help me remove my blocks to getting in touch with my source. And if I'm really smart, I will be listening to something more intelligent than me, and I will not be making it up as I go along, which is what most people try to do.
That's right.
They try to make it up as they go along. I read this, I read that, I went to this workshop, I went to that workbook, I did this. It's like, and I take a little bit of this one, and I take a little bit of this teaching, and I take a little bit of that teaching, and then I put it all together, my own little personal belief system that nobody understands, not even me. And then I say that's my truth. No, this is what you did. You took out of this book what you already agreed with, you took out of that book what you already agreed with, you took out of that book what you, and everything that challenged you, put you on your edge, frightened you, or made you look at yourself, you let it go. And then you just went for the stuff you liked, so you could end up with a thinking the way you already think.
Yeah.
And then you call it as my path. Now, how do you know it's not your path? Your joy. How fearless do you feel? How taken care of do you feel? That's how you can tell. Because the universe is on your side. God is on your side. Love is just waiting for you to stop being so stubborn and want to be right more than you want to be happy. That's all the universe is waiting for. And the Course in Miracles said it will rush to your aid because it's been waiting for you to admit you don't know and you can't do it by yourself. And it's patient.
Amen.
It's so patient, you can stay the way you are until you die. Again, and again, and again, and again. I want to be enlightened because I don't want to go to junior high school. That's enough motivation for me. If you can survive elementary school, you can do anything. Y'all know that. If you can survive elementary school, junior high school, and high school, you can handle anything because that's where you meet the ego in its cruelest level.
Yeah.
And in most ignorant, uncaring level. I don't want to go through it anymore. And I don't want you to go through it anymore. So next week, I'm going to take this deeper by going into the part about what do the people do who do not have this certainty yet. I'm not going to rush through this because I want to be happy and I want you to be happy. You and me, I'm you. You're not alone. There's no sin. It's okay for you to have your desires. Your desires are okay. If you want a toaster, ask for it. Okay? Don't be in spirit. Don't mean you don't want a toaster. If you want a vacuum cleaner, say, God, give me a vacuum cleaner.
I want a latte machine.
If you want a latte machine, that's exactly right. But the Course in Miracles says, ask for the correct perception of it. That when you want something, don't just ask for the thing, ask for the correct perception of it. I want the correct perception of money. I want the correct perception of health. I want the correct perception of relationship. I want the correct perception of freedom. You ask for the correct. He said the only thing that can be wrong is your perception. So ask to have the correct perception of whatever thing. If you got something going on in your body, don't say, heal my liver. Say, give me the correct perception of my liver. I need my rent money. Give me the correct perception of rent money. I'm looking at something about that wrong.
That's right.
That's all.
The job that I want. Give me the perception
Yeah,
of
give
the
me the
job
correct
that I want.
perception of the job that I want. Give me the correct perception, the correct interpretation. And then go to your teaching. Go to your teaching. Don't try to do this on your own. Stop trying to do this on your own. Stop trying to wing it. You know, I'll make it up as I go along. You deserve more joy than that. And if you agree that you deserve more joy than that, would you acknowledge yourself? You know what I'm saying? Yes. Yes. All right. So I'm going to do one little quick little thing at the end. And then you can run for your life. Thank you. I'm going to do the financial expression of appreciation. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for supporting my teaching ministry and Unity Temple so we can continue to do what we're doing here. Remember, all you give is given to yourself.
That's right. Giving and receiving is the same.
I believe it's perfectly okay for me to receive abundantly for what I do. I don't think being spiritual means you have to be broke, poor, and don't have any money to take care of things at the level of form. I'm sorry, that's just the way God has taught me to feel. That we all deserve abundance. Ask yourself, if you're rendering your function, if you're doing the thing in the world that you feel like, do you think you deserve to receive? Do you think I deserve to receive? Or do you resent it? Or do you resent it? Oh, if he's really being spiritual, he wouldn't ask for nobody to forget you. That just means you know nothing about prosperity and abundance.
Totally.
That just means you're saying to the universe, if I do my thing, I want people not to support it, even at a financial level. Because what you decree for somebody else is what the universe is going to do to you. Because the Course says, however you look at things for someone else, your mind automatically applies that to you. I say that again. Whatever you say for somebody, so don't resent wealthy people. in whatever level you perceive wealth. Don't be one of those people who, as soon as somebody says abundance, then you feel uncomfortable if they say abundance is money. Then all of a sudden you jump and say, well, it's not, abundance is not really money. It's more than money. Yeah, abundance is more than money, but it can include money, and it can include food, and it can include housing, and it can include shelter, and it can include lots of love and joy and mighty companions. Don't exclude it, or you exclude it from yourself. We are learning how to not block ourselves. That's what we're learning right now. And you all are so juicy and cute. That's the truth about you. You don't have to beg anybody to love you or care anything about you. There's one universal law that we are going to remind ourselves of. I'd like you to make the decision today. Ask you to make the decision today. I'm going to devote myself to my spiritual path. I'm going to devote myself to my spiritual path. I'm going to devote myself to my spiritual path. I'm going to devote myself to my spiritual path. And breathe.
Yes.
Now this is a big one. Everything is for my own best interest. 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 And breathe. I am going to fire my insane roommate. 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 And breathe.
You're fired.
You're fired. I am evicting you. That voice that always tells me, if this were different, you would be happy. If this were different, you would be happy. If they were different, you would be happy. If this were different, you would be happy. If this were different, you would be happy. That is your insane roommate. Evict them. What? I say evict them. Evict that voice, evict that voice, evict that voice, evict that voice, evict that voice. No one is absent from your life that you need. No one is absent from your life that you need. No one is absent from your life that you need. No one is absent from my life that I need. No one is absent from my life that I need. No one is absent from my life that I need. No one is absent from my life that I need. No one is absent from my life that I need. If you want to have new friends, if you want to have new lovers, if you want to have people in your life in a loving partnership, say this. I am ready to learn. 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 And breathe. Are you ready I have reached my limit. 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 I have reached my limit of fear.
Yes.
Is there any brothers and sisters in the house with me?
Yes.
Am I alone in this? I don't care if a part of you might even feel mad. A part of you may feel contracted right now. That's your insane roommate. It knows you're about to escape. It knows that you are getting to that point where you're going to allow yourself to have the joy and happiness you deserve. Woo! Now, if you want to say something that will take you beyond the limits that you think you have, tell yourself, I am entitled to miracles. I am entitled to miracles. I am entitled to miracles. Those online, I am entitled to miracles. Okay, scare that part of you away that tries to make you hold back from expressing your joy and aliveness. Try to release that part of you that is locked up in your personality. Don't let your personality imprison you. Don't let your personality imprison you. Don't go, I am bashful. I am shy. I am reserved. I am introverted. Let your personality be a tool of yourself. Stop making your personality yourself. Your personality is nothing but a learned response. Who you are is beyond your personality. And when I go back into this again, I want to invite you to open up and say, I am entitled to miracles. I am entitled to miracles. Say what? I am entitled to miracles. I am entitled to miracles. We are entitled to miracles. Say what? We are entitled to miracles. Get loud. We are entitled to miracles. And breathe. Breathe hard. One more time. Go. We are entitled to miracles. Claim it. We are entitled to miracles. Stand up and say it. We are entitled to miracles. Claim it for yourself. I am entitled to miracles. Say what? I am entitled to miracles. Say to somebody, you are entitled to miracles. Say what? You are entitled to miracles. You are entitled to miracles. We are entitled to miracles. What we say? We are entitled to miracles. And we are juicy and cute. I am juicy and cute. I am juicy and cute.
You are juicy and cute.
And yes. Give it up. I love you. You're awesome. Let it in. Let it in. Woo! 7 o'clock on Tuesday nights online, Facebook, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, Way of Mastery. Online, Facebook Live. 7 o'clock on Thursdays, I do A Course of Love. You all are awesome. You off the chain. Hugs are available. Thank you for being who you are.
Thanks, Earl.
Thanks,
You
Earl.
are so welcome. You all are awesome.
Yeah.